Mount ADAGDAK is a stratovolcano on the northernmost extremity of the Andak Islands and the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. Mount ADAGDAK is a Pleistocene age stratovolcano on the northernmost extremity of Andak Islands in the Aleutian Islands, Alaska, located about 1,180 miles from Anchorage. The mountain is located about 1.4 kilometers south of Cape Adandak, for which it was named in 1948 by the United States Geological Society. Mount AKUTAN. Mount AKUTAN, also known as AKUTAN Peak, is a stratovolcano. Mount AKUTAN, officially AKUTAN Peak, is a stratovolcano in the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. AKUTAN Peak is the highest point on the caldera of the AKUTAN stratovolcano. AKUTAN contains 2 kilometers wide caldera formed during the major explosive eruption about 1600 years ago. Recent eruptive activity has originated from the large cinder cone on the northeast part of the caldera. It has been the source of frequent explosive eruptions with occasional lava effusion that blankets the caldera floor. A lava flow in 1978 traveled through a narrow breach in the North Caldera rim to within 2 kilometers of the post. A small lake occupies part of the caldera floor. 2 volcanic centers are located on the northwest flank. Lava Peak is a Pleistocene age and a cinder cone lower on the flank, which produced a lava flow in 1852 that extended the shoreline of the island and forms Lava Peak. An older, mostly burned caldera seems to have formed a Pleistocene or Holocene time, while the current caldera formed in a VEI 5 eruption 340 AD. The volcano erupts most recently in 1992, but still fumarolic activity at the base of the lava point, and there are hot springs northeast of the caldera. Interesting. AMAK volcano is a basaltic andesite stratovolcano in the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. Back out a little bit. And let's see what it says about it. It says it's a basaltic andesite stratovolcano in Aleutian Islands of Alaska, 618 miles from Anchorage. It is located on the eponymous island, 31 miles from Frosty Volcano, near the edge of the Alaskan Peninsula's western flank. Only boats are allowed to access the island and only with certain permit. Mount Aniakchak is a caldera. You can see the whole thing is a caldera. And Aniakchak caldera is located in Alaska. It's a 3,700-year-old volcano. The caldera is about 6 miles in diameter, located in the Aleutian Range of Alaska, United States. Although a stratovolcano by composition, the pre-existing mountain collapsed in a major eruption, forming a caldera. The area around the volcano is the Aniakchak National Monument and Preserve, maintained by the National Park Service. In November 1967, the Aniakchak caldera was designated as a natural landmark by the National Park Service. Augustine volcano is the most active volcano in the eastern Aleutian Arc and is a stratovolcano. Bogoslov Island. Bogoslov Volcano is a submarine volcano on the island of Bogoslov. We'll read about it a little bit. Bogoslov Island is a summit of a largely submarine stratovolcano located in the Bering Sea in the U.S. state of Alaska, 31 miles behind the main Aleutian volcanic arc. It has a land area of 173 acres and is unpopulated. The peak elevation of the island is 490 feet. It last erupted in 1992. And the volcano is here. BULDIR volcano. BULDIR volcano is an inactive stratovolcano on BULDIR Island in the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. It shares the island with a younger stratovolcano named East Cape. Actually, BULDIR Island is a small island in the western Aleutian Islands of the United States and Alaska. It lies midway between Near Island in the west and Rat Island in the east. The island is small with an area of just 7.4,482 square miles. It is a 4.3 mile long and 2.5 mile wide. There are no human population reported by the 2000 census. The two major volcanoes on the island are BULDIR volcano, or the BULDIR volcano, which forms most of the island, and the East Cape volcano, which forms the island's northeast section. BULDIR volcano is a taller, reaching 2,152 square feet in height, the highest point on the island. The coastlines along the island are often tall, steep cliffs. The island is home to 21 species of breeding seabirds, making it the most diverse seabird colony in the northern hemisphere. The island's colonies include crested auklets and least auklets, as well as puffins, storm petrels, and other specimens. It is one of the only 4 locations in the world where red-legging kittiwakes breed. Mount Bona is a major mountain of the St. Elias Mountains in eastern Alaska, and Mount Bona and its adjacent neighbor, Mount Churchill, are both large ice-covered stratovolcanoes. Mount Blackburn. Mount Blackburn is the highest peak in the Wrangell Mountains of Alaska. It is the fifth highest peak in the United States and the 12th highest peak in North America. The mountain is an old, eroded shield volcano. Buzzard Creek. Two Holocene tuff rings form craters. Mount Carlile is a steep-sided conical stratovolcano. Mount Chagulak in the Islands of Four Mountains group is the summit of a small understudied stratovolcano northeast of AMUKTA volcano. Chagulak Island is a small uninhabited volcanic island in the Islands of Four Mountains group in the Aleutian Islands of southwestern Alaska, United States. The 1.9-mile wide island consists of a single cone that reaches an elevation of 3,747 feet. Chagulak is a stratovolcano and is separated from the nearby AMUKTA Island by a channel about 4.3 miles wide. Though the two islands are joined underwater, no eruptions have been recorded and very little is known about the volcano. Mount Cleveland is a stratovolcano. Mount Cleveland, also known as Cleveland Volcano, is a symmetrical stratovolcano on the western end of CHAGULAK Island, a remote landmass 490 kilometers from the western end of Aleutian Arc. Like all stratovolcanoes, Mount Cleveland has been created from many thin layers of volcanic material, resulting in its shape. The Aleutian natives named it after their fire goddess, CHAGULAK, who they believed inhabited the volcano. Mount Cleveland is one of the most active volcanoes in the Arctic Ocean. It has erupted at least 21 times in the last 230 years, and in 1944 produced Arc's only direct volcanic fatality, but its remoteness limits opportunities for study. The volcano is primarily hazardous to aircraft. Many flights over the North Pacific approach the vicinity of the volcano, and the volcanic ash released from eruptions can damage sensitive electronic equipment and sensors. Cold Bay Volcano is a stratovolcano. Mount Dana is a stratovolcano. Davidoff volcano is an inactive stratovolcano and caldera remnant. Davidoff volcano, an active stratovolcano, 1,237 miles from Anchorage, located on the eponymous island. Davidoff is part of the Rat Island subchain. Mount Denison is a stratovolcano. It's one of the highest peaks of the Alaska Peninsula. It was discovered in 1923. Devil's Desk is a stratovolcano. Split between the Kodiak Islands and Lake and Peninsula boroughs of that U.S. state park, its peak, which is located in Kodiak Islands Borough, lies 5,879 feet above sea level. It has an elevation of 6,411 feet. Mount Douglas is a stratovolcano. Mount Dutton is a stratovolcano. Mount EDGECUMBE is a stratovolcano. It's also a dormant volcano. It's located at the south end of the Kruzof Islands, Alaska, of which is the highest point, and in the Tingent language is called Luox. It's a landmark and a tourist attraction. Fisher Caldera is one of the largest calderas in the Aleutian Arc. Frosty Volcano. Frosty Volcano is the youngest of two large volcano structures of the Cold Bay volcano complex.